So this is the sled you're gonna drive, and it's built like this, that you have the most important part, the brakes. This is the heavy brake, and then you have this, the light brake, and I will explain how to use them and when to use them. Other than that, you have the anchor, and in the beginning the sled will be tied to something, to a tree right now, but it can vary. So this is the basic setup we're gonna go with. In the beginning, when we put in the dogs, the driver of the sled will stand back here, and you will stand on the brake super hard. So don't leave the brake, you just stand like this. We will come and take care of the anchor for you and the rope, so you don't have to think about that. So when all the dogs are in, passenger is sitting, we're ready to go. Someone will come and help you pick up the anchor, pull the rope, and then you get a tap on your shoulder, and this is a sign that you're ready to go. But when you go, you don't just release the brake completely and go. You still keep one foot on the brake, and you gradually go slow. You go slow. I'm gonna show you how to do this. So you keep one foot on the brake in the beginning all the time, and keep tapping it. So the thing you have to think about when driving and braking a lot is to keep this line like straight, not let it get slack, because then it can get stuck in the dogs and the dog can get hurt, and it's a big mess. So think about that. Keep the line straight, or tension, I don't know. Driving the sled, the dogs are mostly controlling where you go, but you also help by just moving your weight around. So if you go to the right, you put your weight to the right, and the same with the passenger also helps to just move around, stay loose, and go in the corners. Just follow the corners, if to the right or to the left. So it's very basic stuff.
So now let's have a look how this will look in practice. As you can see, the driver is just standing on the brake. He gets help putting up the anchor, pulling the rope, and now he's waiting for the tap on the shoulder, and he's ready to go. And he goes away slow and controlled. So here we have it from another viewpoint, and it's very important that you go controlled in the beginning, because one of the first obstacles now is going to be a bridge, and you don't want to fuck up and crash into the bridge. So go slow and control in the beginning. Really tap on the brake. Think about that. So this is how it should look when you start. You're standing on the brake super hard with both feet. Let go. Keep one foot on the brake and just tap it. Adjust the speed. Don't go too fast. You don't want to crash in the beginning. Like I said, the first obstacle coming up is a bridge, and you don't want to mess up before the bridge. So in the beginning of the tour, it will be a lot of braking. It's not only because of safety, so you don't crash. It's also so you don't exhaust the dogs too fast. Because if you let the dogs run, they will run as fast as possible and take themselves out. So you have to keep the speed down to save the energy of the dogs. You don't want them to gallop, you want them in a trot. So a very common problem I noticed is that people don't really know what to expect. In the beginning, the dogs will be very, very excited. They will bark a lot, make all kinds of strange sounds, and pulling and wanting to go now, 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 now. Don't be stressed by this. This is normal. The dogs are just super excited. They want to go out and run. A lot of people forget everything, I tell them, when this happens, and they stiffen up and they crash. So just take it easy, even if the dogs are crazy, a lot of sounds. Just remember, stay loose. Keep tapping the brake, especially in the beginning. Keep the speed down, and everything will go fine. So now we're gonna go over how you change driver and passenger halfway through the ride. Halfway through the ride, you're gonna stop the sled to let the dogs rest up a bit, cool down, and you're gonna also change driver if that's what you want. Always keep one person on the brake, even if you have the anchor down. Keep one person on the brake. Passenger gets off, comes around, takes over the brake, and now the driver is free to do whatever he wants. Go take a photo, I don't know, go pet the dogs, wherever you like. Okay, so now you got halfway through the ride, you stopped and let the dogs rest, you change driver and passenger, and now you notice that the dogs are starting to get excited again and want to go. This is the sign that it's time to go, because the dogs, they rest for maybe 5 minutes and then they want to go home. And when they want to go, it's time to go. So when you notice that they are getting excited, go to the sled, get ready. Always keep one person on the brake. Remember this, because the anchor is not 100% secure. And you don't want to go running after a sled. It's no fun, I can promise you that. So we want to avoid that at any cost. So always keep one person behind on the brake.
Now you change driver and passenger and you're ready to go again. You still have the anchor in the ground, but you have to pull it up before we go, of course. So how you do this? You still keep on the brake, bend down, take this up, attach it, and now you go, ready to go.
When the dogs are excited and want to go back home, the slightest move they feel on the sled will trigger them to start running and start pulling. So this is why it's super important that you have the brake down and you pull up the anchor so the sled doesn't move. Because if you're not on the brake when you pull up the anchor and the dogs feel movement, they will take off. I understand there's quite a lot of information here to take in, but if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, ask us. We will help. It's better that you ask too much than that we have some problems on the way. So just take it easy, ask if you're wondering about anything, and enjoy the ride. So there's one last thing I want to bring up. You're the musher of a dog sledding team. Notice team. So you help the dogs if it's going heavy. Maybe it's uphill or maybe it's very deep snow or something and the dogs are struggling. Then it's your responsibility to get off the sled and push and help them as much as you can.